Hello everyone, Auvbri here and welcome back to another kind of speed build video in The Sims 4. So we are doing today a makeover build, and this is something I used to do before back in the days, and I've been thinking about it a lot, bringing it back because I still have the hashtag Auvbri makeover. You can follow it down below as well, where you can put in the hashtag in the gallery and I can kind of find your build if you would like me to try and do a makeover of it. Today we are doing the makeover of the famous modern beach house. Yeah, so it looks really nice. I really like it. I chose this one because I saw a lot of opportunities in it, and I really loved how it looked from the outside as well as the inside. So we have this modern looking beach house here it looks really good looking. I'm not even kidding. I really like the styling of the outside. Especially this looks so good. I'm gonna steal that. And yeah, we have this really nice pool area which looks really good as well. I also love the way that the plant is incorporated into the build, and I chose to put it on this lot here in Oyster Springs because it to me felt like a desert beach house, as well as the name suggested. So I felt like this would be the perfect place to put in the house. So when you walk into the build, we have this little area here, kind of like this little living space. So we have a little television stuff going on, and we have some seating areas over here as well. It is a very artsy house, which I really do appreciate. I love a good yellow color, and I honestly think that the yellow kitchen is a very brave choice, but I love how it looks, especially from the upstairs. We have this huge upstairs room, which I really think is a cool idea. So I think I'm gonna keep that, but just do some minor changes to it. But yeah, the kitchen looks really cool, and we kind of have this wall divider here with, you know, dividing the living room space and the kitchen, which looks really good. We can definitely do something with that. Maybe just fix the clipping a bit. But yeah, we're gonna go in and look at all this stuff. So we also have the lamps here, which was a cool idea. I love this. Don't know why I haven't been doing that. There's no clipping either, so that's really cool. And then we have the dining room space, which is in here, looking awesome. We also have some pet stuff, so I'm gonna keep that as well. Keep it pet friendly. And then you walk into one of the bedrooms. This is a very interesting looking bedroom. I kind of like it. It's small, but yet has a nice size to it, and it just feels a bit cramped, so I might work on that. And we also have a toilet in here as well for the bedroom. Moving upstairs, the same thing is going on here. We have this nice big bedroom, and it looks really awesome. I love this thing going on here, so I might keep that. We also have a little office area in here, good looking, and the bed as well. And I love how this is just on top of it. It's so good looking. It looks so good. It's just so natural. I love it. And the bedroom has an ensuite toilet bathroom as well in here, and that's kind of the whole house. So we're gonna jump into the speed build version now. Yeah, we're gonna have a look at it. So we're here doing the speed build version now, and the first thing I wanted to do was actually go in and remove stuff that I knew I could just place in later. So that meant all the plants, all the exterior items like the pool and the raised up foundation and stuff like that. And then I just went to town with the whole house itself. I knew I wanted to add something more to the house to make it a bit bigger, so we had a bit more space to work with. So on either side of the build, I extended the build by a couple of squares and kind of made these blocks to put onto the side of each of the sides of the house. I also was struggling a bit with the roof in the beginning here, so I deleted it and decided to come back to it later. But I knew I wanted to keep the whole balcony theme that we had going in the front of the build. So I just extended that and really started to put my own take on it. So I knew when I went into this makeover that I wanted to keep the overall shell of the build, and as I said before, I also wanted to keep the general vibe of the build. So this was a very modern-ish beach house vibe thing that we had going on here, and I still wanted to keep that. So there's the same amount of rooms, there's the same amount of bathrooms, we still have the office area as well. I just kind of relocated stuff a bit and extended stuff to make it more accessible to what I was trying to do with the build. Going into the build again, I knew I wanted to also have these big windows that was there before. I just chose some windows that looked the same but still had a bit of an edge to them, so it was kind of different. Upstairs, I also wanted to keep that great balcony walkway that we had before, but I decided to extend it further and make it bigger, so we actually put the staircase right in the middle of the build. And then upstairs, there's going to be the same stuff that was there before. So we have a bathroom, we have the master bedroom, and we have an office area. And downstairs, again, the kitchen, dining room area, some living room spaces, and a bedroom and a bathroom as well. So the general feel of the house haven't really changed much. I redid the layout somewhat, but I still kept the overall shell of the build and tried to make the rooms stay in somewhat of the same place as they were before. So because we actually are in the kitchen right now, and the kitchen was a extension that I did to the house, I wanted to try to do something fun in here. The normal kitchen, or the kitchen that was there before, had this very nice vibe to it with the orange flare, which I loved, but I felt like I wanted to go in another direction. So this build, we are working with a lot of whites and gray colors, and I wanted to put in my stamp by not choosing the obvious, which would have been orange, because that was kind of the color that was been working with before, but choosing another color that I knew I could really implement into the build and still keep the vibe that we had before with all of the plants in the bedrooms and stuff like that. So I decided to go with this very nice light blue color and green colors in this build, because I just kind of felt that would work better with what I was trying to do with this makeover. So I'm kind of all over the place in this build. I went outside to try and fix the roofing here. I knew I wanted to have a different roof. And because we have this huge piece in the middle that's just like a big open space, looking down from above into the rooms below, which I thought was such a cool idea, and that's kind of why I chose to keep it. I wanted to have a glass roof. I wanted to let the natural light come into the build and really illuminate and bathe the whole dining room area and the staircase area with natural looking light. So I decided to do a very modern take on a roofing here. So this separate many roof pieces combined together to kind of make this illusion that it's one roof piece, which I really loved. So the dining room, before it was kind of like in its room by itself in this little room, which was a cool idea, but I wanted to open everything up in this build and make it look bigger than it actually was. And that meant that I had to remove a lot of walls. And by doing that, I had this big, great space for a dining room area. And I might have, I could have put in a living room space here, but I just felt right next to the staircase, a dining room area and so close to the kitchen made more sense to me. And also it's kind of located in the same spot as before, so we still have that same locations which I wanted to really preserve from the old build. Now this back room that you see me struggling with the doors here is still a bedroom. So again, the rooms are kind of located in the same space as they were before. The only rooms that is not located in the same spaces are the bathrooms. I totally relocated them to the extension build that I tagged on the side of the house to kind of maximize the space, and because I knew I could make those bathrooms be there and not get in the way of what I wanted to do with this build. Now in the original build as well, we had all these neon signs and really cool color schemes because it is a beach house, a modern beach house. I still wanted to keep those neon signs. I thought it was a really cool idea, so I decided to keep those. And then I just started accessorizing with a lot of plants here, and you know, overall decorational items help a build feel special, so I wanted to still emphasize that. I slightly moved the door entrance to the middle of the build in the front, and I still kept the living room space the same place that it was before. So that's kind of not a new location, but it is very cramped. It's not the biggest living room space, but we have so many small spaces in the build, especially in the bedrooms as well, where there is televisions in the bedroom. So this living room space is just kind of like a little nice living area that you can just sit down, relax while people are cooking, and just have an overall good time. Now I've moved upstairs here to the, let's just call it the staircase balcony area. I loved this area, so I wanted to put in some really colorful paintings up here and some wacky looking chairs, and I thought this lighting that I put in, like this stage light thing, just fits so well with the build and the overall aesthetics that I felt like this build were giving me before I also started, you know, doing the makeover. I felt there was kind of like this aesthetics, kind of bachelor beach vibe to it, which I tried to really run with in this build, but still you can kind of see there is a woman's touch here and there. Before, this balcony was filled up with a lot of plants, which I really liked, but I wanted to put in a lot of decorations, and these bookcases are just the perfect thing for that. So they have so many spaces that you can put little decorations and clutter items. And then I chucked the workspace, so the desk and the computer, in the back, so it's kind of hidden away and you kind of can't see it, but it's there almost in the same location as before, and kind of hidden away like it was before. It's not a part of the bedroom anymore, but it is still there, so I wanted to keep that. And I just extended the balcony, made it look a bit bigger, and of course relocated the staircase, so we have this nice big space going down to the bedroom below, which I loved. It's the same size as before, the only difference is we relocated the bathroom, so we had a bit more space to work with because there was only going to be one doorway into this build. So I wanted to keep the idea that the original had by having these plants from the wall. I loved that idea. I just did another color scheme in here and redid kind of what I thought the room should look like. And that's kind of the thing with these makeover house building things. It's really hard to do a makeover and still keep the vibe of the things that was before without, you know, completely redoing stuff because you just don't like it. I really love the original house. That's why I chose to do a makeover of this build. But I wanted to take my own spin with it. Going upstairs for the upstairs master bedroom as well. I loved this idea of having these wall separators that was in the original build down below. I put them up in the master bedroom here because I thought it looked so cool. And again, a wall of plants here. I just love that idea. I don't know why I haven't done that before, but it's definitely something we can do in the future. I think it looks really freaking awesome. I put some lights in the plants as well, just to kind of light them up a bit at night time, and then I just started going to town. So this is the bigger of the room, but I felt like there was less space in here than I had in the room down below. So there's that. Maybe it's this wall divider, but I actually really loved how it just added another dimension to the room. And of course, this new thing I'm doing with the coffee tables that just looks really cool in my opinion, and it creates this whole other feel to the build. And yeah, this master bedroom is just a bit more relaxed, not as, you know, in your face as the rest of it. So I really love that. We go outside now. I wanted to, and I knew this from the beginning, I wanted to add a lot of detail to the exterior of this build. Before, it was kind of, I don't want to say bland looking, but it lacked something in my mind, just something interesting for the eyes to catch, you know. So I decided to go with these, let's call them shaders, because I honestly don't know what they are. They kind of look like shaders to me, but I decided to put them on the side of the builds, and just to kind of, you know, create a dimension to the build that you didn't have before. And yeah, then we just started doing the pool area, which I actually put in the back of the build because we had a lot of space for the build to actually grow on. I don't know the original lot size, maybe there wasn't space for the pool in the back, but I felt like the pool worked better in the back of the build. And then I just started pulling out plants that kind of went with the desert vibe that we had in this build, and started going to town on decorating the stuff here. So yeah, when we talk about the decorating, I just want to say real quick, because the screenshots in the end is going to be without voiceover, so I just want to say thank you so much for watching this build. If you enjoyed this makeover build, be sure to leave it a big like and a subscribe down below. Comment what you thought about it, and if you have a build you want me to make over in the future, use the hashtag Auvbri makeover. It is in the description down below as well, the hashtag, so you can use that if you have a build that you want me to make over, or like a suggestion for a community lot, something like that. Hashtag Auvbri makeover in the description down below. And yeah, let's just talk a bit more about the build here. I just put in a lot of plants that I felt like would work with the build, and try to go from there. But before we end this video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. The year of 2019 is going to be the year where we hit 100k subscribers. That is my goal this year, so help me hit that goal. Check me out on Twitter, where I post all kinds of stuff, streaming schedules, promotions for upcoming things I'm doing, and just generally try to interact with you guys. And yeah, follow me here. Share this video and the channel with your friends and family, people you know who love Sims. And as we jump into the last of the speed build here, you're gonna see the before and after shots of the build. And I think it turned out really nice. But yeah, again, tell me down below what you thought about the makeover. Was it better before? Is it better now? Tell me down below. And there's nothing else for me to say other than I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a truly fantastic day wherever you are in the world. Bye!